Today I am in Bend, Oregon, which is Oregon's richest mountain town. Many of you have probably heard of Bend, Oregon, or maybe not, but this is a hub people travel to from all over the country and all over the world for outdoor activities like snowboarding and skiing, mountain hiking, rock climbing. This river that I'm standing next to right here, it's estimated that more than 200,000 people do the river float through town every year. What I'm most interested in sharing with you guys isn't the outdoor activities, it isn't the fancy restaurants, the bachelor parties, the bachelorette parties, that sort of thing. Showing you how so many people have been forced out of this community as the prices to rent and to buy homes has gone absolutely astronomical. Outside of town, there are communities that are in the forest, which is BLM land, where people live essentially for free. I've been told by a lot of people now not to go out to this area I'm gonna go to. They told me it's way too dangerous. Personally, I'm not afraid of going out there. I'd love to get some perspective from these people. I think if I meet the right individuals, they'd be happy to share their experience, their life experience, and tell their story of why they're out there. What I don't want to do is I don't want to share any personal opinions. My main goal from this video is I want to give perspective of the people who are actually living out there. Headed out right now outside of town, southeast of town, I was told, is the place to go to find where the people who can't afford to live in the community anymore have been forced out to. The actual margins of Bend, Oregon, where these people are living for free out in the forest. Actually just got pulled over as we were coming out here, which is interesting because I had heard that the cops don't spend too much time out here. That's why this is such a hot spot for these people who like to live out here, is because they can get away with doing a lot, you know, especially a lot of substance abuse issues and stuff like that. But it's interesting, it got pulled over because the tags on this vehicle expired at the beginning of the month or the end of the month. So he gave us a fair warning. I asked if I could ask him some questions on camera, but he wasn't willing to say anything. He works for the sheriff's office, so their opinions on this area, it's a very, very hot topic. So he couldn't say anything even though he wanted to. He did say that there are a lot of good people out here, a lot of hardworking people who have full-time jobs. Also a lot of people who see this place as an opportunity of somewhere they can get away with things that you otherwise wouldn't get away with in town. See if we can find some people to talk to, see if we can see what it's actually like living out here. I was just driving by on the road right here and I saw this. I had to pull over, get it on video and show you guys. Very ominous. Just to see something like this as you're driving around out here. It's a noose. It's a double noose tied onto this tree, this big pine that's got a broken back. It's got a bent back right there, makes this nice level spot to tie off to, and there's two nooses. Wow, I've never seen anything like this out here before. I'm honestly surprised somebody doesn't cut this down. It's very, very heavily trafficked area right where I am right now. So I pulled off the road back there because I see something up here that kind of looks like it might be abandoned, kind of looks like someone might be living there. You can see it just to the left of that tree right there, but it looks like a camper up here just over this berm. Yep, looks like it's abandoned. Gonna approach cautiously just because I don't know what I'm gonna find out here. This is a prime example behind me of what happens when the weather starts to turn cold out here. So many of these people, it's so hard for them to stay warm that a lot of them just get up and they leave. They can't handle it, which I understand because it's hard to heat something with little to no insulation. Camper that's abandoned with all this garbage. Survey it really quick. See what's going on. It looks like it was for sale for $5 grand. I wonder how it wound up out here if it was for sale for that much. This is very interesting. Big oil stains. Massive amount of garbage around here strewn in every direction. Hello, is there anybody in there? I'm actually gonna go in here and we're gonna see, make sure there's nobody trapped in this thing. Looks like it must have been the bathroom. Oh yeah. Interesting, alcohol. It smells like crap in there, as expected. Man, this is crazy. So this is the partition. It's a strainer. Still some food in here. This is just, floor is kind of soft right here. And so this behind me right here would have been where the bed would have been. Closet right here, some hangers. I don't know what would have been right here, some kind of heater unit or air conditioner or something. And then the bed platform would have been up here, which goes above the cab of the truck. Oh, there's still wires in it, so it didn't all get stripped out. This is just crazy. I can't believe someone actually lived in here. Probably lived in here for a long time until the weather started to get cold. It's only mid to late October right now. Just pulled up to another camp here, and the one common denominator seems to always be just trash strewn about. I don't know if it's because of the wind or what, but it doesn't look like anybody's home at this one. And there is a trashed Dodge pickup over there. It looks like someone's been partying out. And then here's the camp. They got no trespassing signs, but on the vehicle and on the structure. Just very interesting to me to see how many people are actually set up out here. And I have not been approached by anybody yet. I've been interested in asking somebody if I could ask them a few questions, but this isn't exactly the best place to try and talk to people because they're very, very standoffish. I don't know the best word to use here. And there's a lot of like addiction and drug abuse out here, so I'm trying to be as careful as I can, but I'd love to get some firsthand perspective of what it's like living out here when you're right next to the richest mountain town in the whole state. Just pulled down this dirt road by this cinder butte. There's actually some people up there plinking, but I saw these two vehicles. I had to pull off and take a look. Look at that. You ever wonder what actually happens to these vehicles? Unlike in the movies, this is what happens when you get hit with like a 30 caliber, 45, something like that. This thing is just torn up. Wow. Crazy. There's pretty much nothing left here. Now this thing, this is really sad, honestly. This looks like a classic, or damn near a classic. 80s cars pretty soon will be the last classic cars before everything was made out of plastic exclusively. These metal fenders and bumpers and stuff like that. Wow. It's a Subaru. It's old. Also completely shot up. It's amazing to me how out here it makes more sense for people to just take their car out and shoot it up and leave it than it does for them to scrap it. If you're near a big city, you can take a car in like this and get probably $500 for it, maybe more. Instead, here it is, completely destroyed. See if we can see under here. Yeah, carbureted. This thing is old. Yeah, because I'm trying to make a... You get it. You know.
Fair enough. Yeah, I asked for stay the fuck down.
Oh, hi. So
Sorry.
I just pulled up and I ran into this guy and this other guy who... They are out here pretty much at the beginning of BLM land.
China Hat, yeah, campground as we call it. And most of the people I interact with have jobs in town. They just can't afford to live there.
Well, I mean, it's insane. The last 2 decades or so.
It's got a bad reputation out here?
What?
Because it's lawless. The reason it's lawless is because the sheriffs don't want to do their job. They don't like us out there like it's some kind of a freaking popularity contest.
Well,
they're a bunch of freaking Boy Scouts that don't want to do their jobs, so if somebody does need them, they won't come out. 3 hostile dog attacks.
I heard about a dog attack here or in
Juniper Ridge.
I had
Juniper
to do it
Ridge,
3 times. I had to fire off a gun the last time. Sheriffs don't want to bother. They don't want to come out. Same dog, same owner. Knew who the owner was. Same dog. They won't even talk to him. Turns out it was a trained attack dog. Hostile dog attack? They don't want to bother. We have people threatening arson. They don't want to bother. They don't want to deal with it. So out here is like it's starting to remind me of like Sherwood Forest in a way.
Do you think it's actually lawless out here?
No, not at all. There people out here don't trust the fucking cops because the cops aren't trustworthy.
Yeah.
They'll use whatever information they can pump out of you against the community around you. They want to enforce destabilization because it enforces reliance on them. I come from south side of Chicago, those kind of areas.
Okay.
This fucking neighborhood's quieter than damn near anywhere.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's true.
Friendlier people out here. I know damn near everybody that lives around me. I can walk up to any one of them at any point, ask for help.
It's an actual community out here.
I leave all kinds of good shit sitting out all day long. But because I don't piss anybody off, nobody comes over here going through anything. People don't understand about communities like this. It seems lawless and we're all drug users and whatnot. It's community. We communicate and we compromise and we progress as community. Well, even though we're on the bottom, but...
I have been ripped off so many times.
You think it's better to be closer to the road here, closer to town where you're visible so that people don't mess with you as much as if
everyone tries to camp as close to town as possible because they don't want to have to walk or ride a bike further than they have to.
It depends on where where you're camped to, what you're trying to accomplish, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm a fairly friendly guy, so I didn't mind being up here around people, even if it's the worst kind of people, but I know which ones to make friends with, so they're always kind of keeping an eye on my stuff. A lot of times they'll only give you a few days to get out of a spot if they think you're a troublemaker, and if you only got a couple of days to round up everything you own, taking care of garbage is one of the last things.
Yeah.
And they make it so goddamn hard to dump trash out here for the most part.
Can you guys show me around your camp?
Oh yeah.
By any chance?
Yeah, around my camp. It's some other time I can show you around fucking what I know of China Hat anyway. I take the dogs for a walk every day.
You know, one thing
pass by damn near every campsite, and I at least know everybody on a hey, how you doing basis kind of thing.
One thing you might want to get in there for the critics is that they're talking about the solution for the homelessness. In a way, this is the solution. These people that talk about it's so hard to find a solution to homelessness are a bunch of freaking idiots or they're liars, because it's very simple. Vacant lot. That's it. One big vacant lot. All any homeless person really needs is a place to be, a place to park their car, a place to pitch their tent or whatever. Put some. What do you call those damn things? The porta potties.
Yeah.
And you're probably have the
Facilities,
cops stop
yeah.
by if they have to, but all you really need is a porta potty, maybe a source of water at most. But somehow that's always impossible. We can never do that. Well, that's what's happening out here.
It's because they don't want to encourage homelessness, even though the system grinds people up and makes sure that they end up out here. Been here 5 years, and I had $5,000 in my pocket, and I couldn't get in anywhere, so I bought that bus.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, so the Bluebird bus, or what is it called?
Yep, it's a Bluebird bus. Actually, it's out of Iowa, which is where I'm from, so we made the same damn journey.
Well, cool. Can you show me around?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm sure people online would love to be very
Camper
interested
is
to
also
see.
mine. I use it for kitchen.
So this is the kitchen.
Storage and shower facility kind of thing.
It's interesting because you guys actually seem like
That's your poop.
you have more rights than a lot of people in town, in the sense that if you wanted to do and have a camper in town, they'll shut you down so
Oh yeah,
fast.
no,
but
I've
out
been
here,
booted out. Like, basically, they told me they'll bring a crane in to remove my bus. I'm an NPR kind of guy. Clean by any means, because I'm kind of chaotic, but it's not a filthy mess.
How many square feet do you have? Do you figure?
I cannot tell you the exact square feet. I just know that from steering wheel to the back, I've got 32.
So this thing isn't exactly insulated.
No, it is not. But you layer up blankets on the windows and like tape up seams, stuff like that.
You stay warm enough in here?
I do so far with propane, but I am building my wood burner and stuff. But sorry, I forgot my train of thought there for a second. But yeah, you got to flue it all out and everything. I don't have the guts to drill through a solid ceiling yet. And I've been told that when you weld to it, you run the risk of starting a fire inside the panels. So I'm going to flue it right out the side, keep it next to the emergency exit, so if anything goes wrong, I can kick the whole thing out to the window.
I think most of us grew up on a bus like this every day riding to school, probably.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Yep. They're basically built with their own roll cages. That's why they don't use seat belts. And being from the Midwest, I've watched tornadoes run through and school buses roll down a cornfield, and some hillbilly goes out, starts it up, and drives it off.
So they're durable. They're built to last.
And very universal for parts.
Interested in starting a podcast?
Yeah.
I'm sure people would be interested in listening to that. The guy likes NPR as a preface, so he probably would have a lot of interesting insights to share about a lot of especially the issues we have up here in the Pacific Northwest. The cost of housing being absolutely insane.
Astronomical, yes.
The last 3 years, we've seen basically here in Bend home prices, they went from an average of like 350,000, a little bit under 400,000 to just this summer, we hit almost 800. It was like 775. And they've just ballooned to insanity. So that's what's forced people to come out and live in places like this, which actually, if you wanted to put a house in a place like this, you'd have to pay so much money.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can walk back. There's a trail that is half BLM land, and on the other side is private property. And half of it's homeless people just hanging out here. The other half is golf course.
Oh, there's
Airbnb.
a big one over there, right?
Yeah, Airbnb. Yeah, those are the.
So that's another problem. Airbnbs, they've turned what used to be houses you could rent for $1,500, $2,000 per month into where they're getting in peak summer $500 a night. And it's like, how do you compete with that as the working class here? I mean, you can't really.
You don't.
So this is what where you're going to throw your party?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a random workshop area. Otherwise, but yeah, this will be an entertaining area. I got my log splitting and all that kind of stuff. A dry area to work on the bicycles because I'm banned from driving because I can outdrive the cops, and they don't like that.
So what was I gonna ask? So they give you trouble for burning wood out here?
As long as you're doing it within ordinance and it's within the season, you're fine. If you have a big toxic looking fire and it looks out of control-ish, yeah, they're gonna come back and say something. But one of the few interactions I've had with sheriffs is they come and pass out fire extinguishers and such. I mean, I respect law enforcement and all that kind of stuff. I don't give information away, especially when I know they're probing for shit on my neighbors.
I don't know if you noticed, somebody got pulled over.
Yep.
That was me.
Oh, yeah?
They just pulled me over. They just wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah, it's crazy how they just get away with profiling out here.
Fair
and they're
enough.
always out here because you can always find drugs out here. But as far as I'm concerned, that's American freedom.
Well, yeah, I mean, BLM land is like the last free place around. But so you got kayaks. You like kayaking?
Yep. Yeah, no, I since I moved here from the Midwest, I try to take advantage of all the outdoor and nature activities there are, because there's very little in the Midwest. So I bought the kayaks dirt cheap off of Facebook Marketplace.
These look like, is this a sport kayak?
Yeah, they both are, but they were so cheap I couldn't resist.
How cheap?
It was $100 for the both of them, actually.
Wow.
My
that's
brother
cool.
was with me at the time, and he's also a pretty big guy, so we just tore out all the saddles and everything. It's like, it fit us perfect. They were sitting in that truck in storage for a while, but I luckily just got the truck out of storage before winter. There's another fun racket. The storage folk love to...
Storage is the worst.
Yeah,
man.
any
It's so
chance
expensive.
they get to start snowballing the bill over your head, they'll take it. And they'll just make it worse and worse and worse, especially if you're fucking struggling. Or they went ahead and auto deducted money from my account without authorization, which is a big legal no-no.
Really?
So I was able to legally hold that over their head. Plus I sent
But the obligation of actually using that legal...
Well,
thing,
I might have sent a letter impersonating an attorney that sounded credible. And they
scare them into
they took the
doing
bait.
something about it.
They said, hey, we'll just bill you, come get your truck. Stop the whole fucking mess between us. And I was able to get the truck, and as far as I'm concerned, they can sell my debt to a creditor. It runs. I wouldn't say it runs good, but I'm working on it. It's
quite the tow rope.
Yeah, it's like my...
Matt's Off-Road Recovery. You ever see them?
Yes, actually, Casey, I can't remember his last name, with
Oh, the guy who does it here?
Cascades.
Yeah, I've seen his
Cascade,
videos.
He helped pull my bus out of a hole in a yard.
Okay. That's cool.
That my dogs dug one winter or fall, and then I fell in it in the winter and couldn't get out because of open differential.
Yeah, you got one wheel spinning.
Yeah, and there's nothing anywhere near Lapine that was heavy enough to give it the tug.
Yeah,
So
I've only watched one or two of his videos, but yeah, Matt's Off-Road Recovery, and then that guy does the Cascade. I think they're gonna do a collaboration soon, the
That
two of them,
would be cool.
with one of their events. But yeah, I want to see your truck. So that's
Oh yeah, it's
what they call that, square body.
Yep, old
Chevy?
square body Chevy, 1983. 83. Most people look at them as old junkers, but seeing how that's
Not anymore.
the
Are you
area,
kidding?
it's the area I grew up in. These are the classics that I get. So
Wow. Where's the hood?
it's back off over there.
Oh, you got it popped off.
I have carburetor issues, so it's way easier to get in there since it's so far in there without the hood.
Yeah.
Plus, I can't drive it on pavement for the most part, so it's just kind of a tractor out here.
That's interesting.
Haul lumber.
So he's got his
people's
own-
stuff.
He's got his own off-road only vehicle for his homestead here, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
They build cars nowadays to be basically thrown away. They don't build
Yeah.
cars like this anymore out of metal,
That's why I
where they can be repaired.
That's why I can't agree with the electric car movement at the moment. I mean,
Yeah,
they're viable in the future, but right now they're not any better for the environment. It's just a way of expediting all of that toxic awfulness, and more than what it took to create this truck, away from people buying it because it makes them feel better. If we were working towards retrofitting what's already here instead of crushing everything, or building everything to be broken and thrown away, like hydrogen power, or the bus runs on propane. You can also not hydrogen, but all kinds of different
biofuels.
gas.
You can do like old cooking oil on those and stuff.
Hemp makes all kinds of good, like a petroleum replacement byproduct and a diesel product. In fact, the first diesel engine was created to run on hemp oil. Gas companies buy up the patents for efficient batteries and motors and whatnot, and they shelve it. They don't allow anybody to sell it or build it or have anything to really do with it without punishing the individual, especially if you're trying to make money off of it. I do not currently have a phone since I lost my job because of an accident. I broke some ribs, so I ain't able to ride into work. So I'm waiting for my Obama phone.
Your Obama phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of random stuff in here, but yeah, the kitchenish area which needs to be cleaned up. Yeah, don't worry about it. And also random projects to be working on, food storage. The kitty lives in here as well. She has her own loft.
Kitty.
Yep.
Taking a nap.
Yep, I have my shower area in here. I do not store black water. I'm going to remove the toilet. Composting is the way to go. You can just bury it pretty much. If somebody's just dumping black water on the ground, that's now toxic land. Built, manufactured home, spec houses as we call them in the Midwest. I basically left framing and welding in the Midwest to come out here and actually enjoy myself.
Well, this is beautiful, I have to say.
It is. Organizing folks out here so we can at least try to get facilities and that kind of stuff out here. At least show that we have the responsibility enough to fill a dumpster and get it, you know, dealt with when it needs to be, you know, calling if we can get some porta potties dropped out here. And if they bring the truck, I'll spray it out, man. We can take care of ourselves out here. It's just so incentivized to dehuman people out here that you get dehumanized. You can only be called trash so many times before you're like, okay, let me show you some trash. And
there's a whole lot of bigotry going on. And for instance, you know, people talk about homeless. They should think for a second and stop. Think about what they said. Replace the word homeless with Jew or black, and then say it again.
Yeah, and see how that.
Yeah, it's the same thing with with the LBG stuff and the right wings. Like they forget gay people and all that other stuff. The most important part of that sentence is people. They're all fucking people. And apparently in America, we're all supposed to be guaranteed some rights and freedom, if you know what I mean. But it seems that it's really easy to take it away from certain people. We're supposed to have some freedom.
Then we got this monstrosity of a system. See, I've got a cleaner, unlike a lot of people out here, I can speak. I've got a cleaner record than some of the sheriffs. Okay, I can talk smack to any cop I want to because I got a cleaner record than half of them do. Okay, but I can't drive. I got a deal on a car, can't drive it. See, I got an insurance ticket, couldn't pay the ticket. When you can't pay a ticket in Oregon, they suspend your license. Great way to keep you paying on that ticket, you know.
It's a cycle, huh?
I have a perfectly good running car and I got a clean record. Drunk drivers get allowance to drive. That's a safety. Drunk drivers kill people.
So you're saying you didn't have
a financial issue only.
You had no violation besides the financial.
Nothing. My worst brush with the law in the entire lifetime was an infraction failure to appear for a registration ticket.
Wow.
That's how clean my record.
See, that's the misconception I was talking about.
I got a medical problem with my knees. So unlike most people, I can't walk back and forth in town or with a bike because my legs won't last. This system does not respect my human need and right to, under my own power, with my own property, go to the store and get food. I've got the car. I can get gas, but no. I can't, with my clean record, drive into town and get groceries. Crazy. So I'm done with the system. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in America. I believe in the land. But no more of this system. I'm done with the system. When they don't respect the individual, they don't respect we the people. And I want to make that point. Because they don't respect us, anybody, as individuals, then you're not respecting we the people. Because we're supposed to be the bosses, anybody on the street. Yeah. Any person on the street is an equal boss of this country. But not anymore. Because we're all subject to regulation, and mark those words, subject, as in under a king. This country worships the law and money, and if the law's not on your side and you don't have money, it doesn't matter how good a person you are, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I've fought for 2 years to try to get healthier. I've got insurance. It's the most incompetent, farcical circus I've ever been to. I have fought for 2 years to get a lousy pair of crutches and pair of braces. The surgery I need, can't get that. The medicine, the people I've been going to can't handle getting a prescription right, can't handle getting a blood test right. I tried for a month and a half to get some antacid tablets because I got raging heartburn. These are the smiley-faced good doers I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the government now. I'm talking about the smiley-faced good doers I no longer have any respect for, because they got to play their games too. And when their games mean, oh, we want to help you, but it takes a month and a half fight to get a handful of antacid tablets.
Look at how awful they are. Look at how they live. Oh, look at how we've forced them to live. You know, it's the kindest people I've ever known are out in places like this.
Real people.
Anybody who actually takes the time to get to know any of these people, find that out. But the system punishes kindness.
What is your name? Just so.
I'm Zach.
Zach, and
I am Jonathan Salo Ipster Diplodowist.
all right, fair enough. All right, well, it was nice meeting you guys. If anybody watches this and takes interest in it and wants to hear from you again, I'll be sure to, I know where you're at, and I'll come by and say hi. But I ended up getting way more footage than I thought. I got almost an hour's worth of interview with those guys, which I had to cut way down to fit into this video. But if any of you are interested in seeing the whole thing, I might upload it by itself. Make sure and let me know in the comments. There's a lot to be seen out there and a lot of stories to be told. So if any of you found anything in this video interesting, make sure to let me know. And I can definitely go out there and make more content like this.